If you watch enough YouTube financial videos, your feed's going to start to show a bunch of things about life insurance. Use cash value life insurance for this. It's the greatest thing ever. Click this. They call it all kind of different names. I'll give you my opinion about it. Here we go. I'm Antonio Cibella. Welcome to the latest video. We're talking cash value life insurance today. Specifically, we're talking a certain type of whole life that earns a cash value, and I'll explain to you why. So, first and foremost, life insurance is not the cure-all for everything. Sometimes you see folks that just love life insurance. They talk about you can use it for this and you can use it for that, and it's the greatest thing ever. For a certain person in a certain situation, a certain type of cash value life insurance can be beneficial, in my opinion, and that's what we're going to talk about today. That specific type of life insurance is whole life insurance, and particularly whole life insurance that is from a participating mutual company. So participating in whole life terms means that you get to participate in the profits of the company. Specifically, if it's a mutual, it doesn't have shareholders like a publicly traded company would that are stockholders. The owners of the company are the folks who own the policies, and if you own a participating policy, you're entitled to a dividend from that company. I'm going to back up a little bit and get into why whole life versus some of the other options. If you're using this as a tool in your financial portfolio, you've already got stocks and bonds and mutual funds and Roth IRAs, traditional IRA, 401k, all of the other stuff, right? Let's assume that you've got that taken care of and you're looking for a way to diversify your portfolio. Cash value moves differently than a lot of those things. It's kind of slow and steady. It can earn an interest rate and then a dividend if you're choosing the right kind of policy, and it's not subject to what's going on in the stock market. A lot of these other insurance policies, the way they pay out to the cash value has to do with the stock market. So it's now what would be considered a correlated asset to the rest of your portfolio. If you're going to develop cash value for a purpose in a life insurance policy, I assume that you've got all of the other stuff already in hand, and now you want something that's going to behave a little bit differently. It's a diversifying asset. It's non-correlated. It's just going to earn its interest and its dividends and grow over time to be used potentially in the future. So whole life policies do that. An indexed universal life policy, a variable universal life policy, completely different animals. How they earn gains from their cash value determined often by what's going on in the market or the sub-accounts that are inside of the contract itself. Whole life, that's not a thing. You'll have a guaranteed interest rate. You'll have the potential for a dividend that can increase that, and the cash value will grow over time according to that contract, not what's going on elsewhere. I've talked before about how this sort of thing works, and for the right person, it can be beneficial. The right person, again, in my opinion, if you're really talking about socking money away into one of these things, is someone who's a high wage earner who pays a lot of taxes, because there are ways to structure these where you can utilize the cash value in the future in a tax advantaged fashion. I say tax advantaged. You'll hear people say, "Oh, it's tax free," and it's this. It's not tax free in the sense of like a Roth IRA. By definition, is going to be tax-free money in retirement, not subject to income tax. You can access the cash value through things like loans, and a loan is not income inside of a whole life policy or other cash value. You can borrow against it, and because that's not income, it's not subject to income tax. That doesn't actually make it tax-free. That's sort of a loophole. The loophole exists, and if you pay a lot of income taxes, being able to have access to an asset that is not going to subject you to additional income taxes can be beneficial. That being said, the math doesn't work out as well if you're in a low tax bracket. Things that are tax advantaged benefit those that pay a lot of taxes more than they would someone who doesn't pay a whole lot of taxes and may not get the same benefit from it. So for the right person, it can be right. The last thing before you go out and sign up for one of these is make sure you're talking to somebody who knows how to structure it. There's a lot of levers that come with cash value life insurance. The death benefit, how much money is going to go in. You've got to avoid certain triggers, something called a MEC trigger, which will ruin the potential tax benefit of it. So there's a lot of things. It's complex. Don't go buy one of these policies from your college roommate because he got into the life insurance business last year and he's telling you about how great it is. Make sure you're working with somebody that knows what they're talking about so that they can structure the policy not just to meet the goals that you have, but also so that it's structured in the right way, so that it will work for you in the way that you would hopefully expect that it will. Very complex topic, trying to keep the video short today, so that's an overview. I'll put some more things up comparing whole life versus some of the others, but if you're gonna go down the rabbit hole on cash value, in my opinion, make it an asset that looks different than your other assets and grows in a different way so that you can continue to diversify your portfolio. I thank you for being here. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you soon.